Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this week's cosmic guidance for March the 7th through until the 13th. We have a lot of water energy being activated this week, which is an invitation to soften, to relax, to allow, to open up your channels of receiving. So I'm going to go through and give a day-by-day breakdown. Really beautiful energies this week for creation, new creative ideas for manifestation. I'm so excited to share with you these main shifts. So if you are new to me and my channel, welcome. My name is Kara Melendi and I'm an Akashic astrologer. So I study the planetary shifts and I also work within the realm of the Akashic field to help you work with this cosmic energy in the highest potential for your life, for your business. When I work with clients one-on-one or in group programs, I support them in working with these sacred tools of astrology and the Akashic Records to create expansion in their business. So amplifying their impact on the planet and receiving abundantly for their soul's work. So if this is something that resonates with you, be sure that you subscribe. So let me give a context for the energies this week. A big thing that's standing out is the shift of Mars and Venus into the sign of Aquarius. So Mars and Venus have been traveling together, which has been this beautiful coming together of the divine masculine and feminine energies and a deeper insight into how we use our life force energy, how we use that energy of drive and ambition, while also looking at opening those channels of receiving. Because if we are just doing the work, just going through the motions of getting what we desire, but we don't have the capacity to receive it, we're not allowing it in, we don't see those manifestations come to full fruition. And this is often what I'll say to my clients as well, that the best strategies in the world can't work if you don't have those channels open to receiving what it is you want, to know that you are worthy, if those strategies are not aligned with your energetic blueprint. So Mars and Venus here traveling together, this has been very significant of having deeper insight into what really does light you up, what your soul path and purpose is, where you may be depleting your energy, where you are saying yes to things and commitments. And this is a big theme here that did work in the past. This is a message I'm hearing from the records that's just coming in now that I want to share, that for so many of you, the systems, the structures, the strategies you have in place right now in your life and business, they were once just a dream and they serve you tremendously. But going forward, there's going to need to be a change. And that's that transition that we are in right now throughout Pisces season of this closing of a chapter, but also the beginning of a new one as well. And it takes a lot of courage to say, I'm going to let go of good enough in order to claim what I really want, in order to claim the vision that I have for my life and where I desire to go. So with Mars and Venus, they're still in a conjunction. They're still close enough together that it's considered a conjunction. Now in the sign of Aquarius, this is where we really reflect on our connections, our relationships, where more and more we are connecting with our soul family. We are reevaluating the relationships in our life, the ones that are worth our time and energy, the ones where the soul contracts have come to a close. And a message from the Akashic Records around this is to really look at how you are showing up in your relationships. Sometimes we can put it entirely on the other person. And we think, I'm not happy in this relationship. This could be romantic. This could be with your mentors, your coaches, your clients, your friendships. We feel like the dynamic is off. And we don't always look at how we are contributing to that dynamic and how changes and how we show up in that relationship can change the relationship as a whole. So it's not always about just getting rid of relationships, right? No longer having those connections. Sometimes that's part of it. If a relationship is clearly toxic and there's being no work put in to change that, then of course, that has to be what happens. But also what can happen is as you change, the relationship can change as well. So there is some of that that's going on too. We realize as we show up more as ourself, our authentic self, which this energy in Aquarius, Mars and Venus in Aquarius is all about that as well. In addition to our connections, our friendships, the communities and groups we are part of, it's about being our authentic self in those relationships so we can have a deeper sense of connection and a deeper sense of belonging. So that's huge. Just some backdrop to keep in mind. That's a very, very powerful shift here. Also this week, I feel a theme of finding beauty in your surroundings is being really key here. And the ruler of this season is Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. And it's all about divine beauty, the beauty that comes from our divinity, from looking at the larger picture of what we are a part of in this beautiful gift of being human at this time of ascension. There's a beauty that is found in that we are invited to lean into this week. We also begin the week with the moon in Taurus, which is more about beauty that comes from the senses. So let's actually take a look at that, beginning with Monday, March the 7th, with the moon in Taurus, where it is exalted. This is looking at how you are creating an environment that lights you up and feels aligned for you. And this can be, where it's in Taurus, it can be very tangible. So if you work from home, looking at your office, when you're in your office, how do you feel? Are you surrounded with colors that you love, with textures that you love, with crystals that you love? Like, what is in your environment? What is in your space? This is also about enjoying the beauty of nature, allowing yourself to be fully present. We so often are always thinking about the next thing, right? It's like we always just like a step ahead, and that can be a protection mechanism of our brain, looking ahead, wanting to protect us. But what if it was safe to fully be? And the energies on Monday and Tuesday invite us into that. Be present. Be present. Allow yourself to feel a sense of peace that can only fully be found in this moment. And allow yourself to claim it now without anything in your world needing to change. It's not about, I'll feel peace when this happens, when I have this, when I know how this is going to play out. It's like, no, you're putting conditions on your peace and well-being. Just claim it. Allow it to come in. Now, Taurus is also one of the money signs. So this can bring up your relationship with money as well. And there may be this fear for some people around, oh my goodness, finances and money right now, especially with what is happening in the economy. And this is where we are invited to lean into deeper levels of trust as well, that we are provided for, that our needs are going to be met. Deep trust here throughout Pisces season. And I think the energies on Monday and Tuesday really speak to that. And knowing where we take ourselves out of that and where we get stuck in the spiral of fear. And how can we surrender? How can we trust a little bit more? What helps us in doing that? Who helps us in creating that connection back to our soul, that connection as well back to our body, feeling very grounded. So on Wednesday here, a big shift. We're going to have Mercury moving into the sign of Pisces. So a lot of Piscean energy right now with Neptune there, the sun there, Jupiter there. On Wednesday, Mercury moving into Pisces, and Mercury governs our thought process, our communication. So when it moves into Pisces, it very much is about intuition. It can be a beautiful shift if we tend to be somebody who's overthinking all of the time, or we kind of got caught in that cycle while Mercury was in Aquarius of overthinking everything. This is an invitation to sink from your head into your heart, to trust the power of your intuition. Your intuition knows how to get you from where you are to where you desire to be. It knows that. Your job is to fully trust it, to lean into trust. This also speaks to our level of emotional intelligence, which is really key. Connecting back to, how do you feel? How do you hold space for other people's emotions? Are you wanting to move through that because it feels too messy? That can make the next couple of months really difficult because there is so much energy around emotion, around intuition, around the ability to feel and move through emotions while not defining yourself by how you feel in any one moment, because emotions do come and go. Mercury in Pisces can bring in new creative ideas. Now, on Wednesday, the moon will also move into Gemini. So there's a curiosity that starts to come through on Wednesday about what is really possible for me. And I feel throughout the month of March, even into April, I would say, yeah, it's like expanding our vision of what we can create, what is possible for us. And that takes a lot of trust. That takes a lot of courage because we can really box ourselves in by seeing things a different way, by thinking what we want can only come through this way instead of the infinite possibilities that exist. And the more we learn to work in the Akashic field, the more we surrender to infinite possibilities, pure potential. You don't need to know the way something's going to happen in order to trust that it will. That's just our brain wanting to keep us safe. But this time, this season we are in is about trusting there's a higher realm of consciousness that we can tap into that allows us to grow our faith, that allows us to grow our trust, that allows us to know that, wow, I thought my life had to look like this and God had something even better planned for me. I'm going to open my channels. I'm going to allow that in. I'm going to enjoy the co-creative process by co-creating with my spirit team, taking action as I'm guided to take. But there really is an expansion here that sets in on Wednesday of, oh, wow, this could be better than I thought it could be. Like, just feel the energy of that. And this is something I'm working with now with a group of women that are going through my Lightworkers Rise Academy, which supports spiritual entrepreneurs and expanding their business. We've been talking about holding the vision, having the faith. When do you drop it? When do you take yourself out? By worrying that it can't happen because it hasn't happened yet, or you're not sure the timeline around it or the people involved. Can you hold the vision? Can you allow that momentum to build? Now, on Thursday, we're going to continue to have the moon in Gemini. The moon in Gemini, very curious, very open, very much reflective on new ideas, and it will form a square with the planets in the sign of Pisces. So on Thursday, the sun and Jupiter in Pisces, it's going to form that square formation. And again, I feel like this is a reminder to trust. Like when you have an idea drop in, trust the unfolding of it. Also, right now, a lot of answers, solutions, and healings can come through in dream time. Be aware of the dreams you've been having lately, and even just holding the intention that you remember them can be helpful. Having a journal by your bed to capture them, like even that action alone is like a step in saying, I'm going to remember my dreams. Really powerful right now. What we're able to heal and create and move through in the dream realm, a lot is being subconscious, is being processed that has been at work in our subconscious that's being played out now in dream time. So be aware of your dreams. Now, on Friday, the moon moves into Cancer. So we're going to have the moon in Cancer throughout the weekend as well. The moon is at home in this sign. So this is very more of an internally focused weekend where we're kind of going into reflection mode here. Again, these themes, which are really present throughout the week of emotional intelligence, intuition, you're going to feel that shift of you're exploring your emotions in a new way. You're making decisions in a new way right now. And it may feel a little uncomfortable at first. And maybe you're somebody who is new in working with your intuition or trusting your intuition, and that can feel like a stretch. It's a different way of navigating the world. Or perhaps you're somebody who's always been very in tune. You've always trusted your intuition to guide you. This is taking it to a whole new level. The intuitive gifts that are activating for you are different at this time as well. So wherever you are on your soul path and journey, it's being amplified right now. Your connection to infinite intelligence and higher realms of consciousness is really being accelerated right now. Like you're very aware of the energy you are able to tap into and access and use to help you navigate your journey when making big decisions in your life, big and small decisions. So on Saturday here, the Cancer moon will square Chiron in Aries. And I think this is a beautiful day for healing, inner child work, healing ancestral patterns. Chiron is the wounded healer. So in your birth chart, it gives a glimpse into where you're holding on to pain and trauma from early on in your life, as well as from past lifetimes that can kind of feel like a wound you hold on to throughout your life until you really heal it and you transform it into your greatest gift. And one of your greatest abilities to help others heal can be found in your Chiron placement too. Our Chiron can really become our greatest strength and gift once we work through some of the insecurities that it brings. So with Chiron in Aries right now, this is all about the self. Some of you may be in your Chiron return. If Chiron is in Aries in your birth chart, this is about loving yourself more, developing deeper levels of confidence, knowing your self-worth and your value. And again, we're Cancer energy. The moon in Cancer connects us back to our roots, our early life experience, our home life, our ancestors. There's healing here around things we may have picked up from our ancestral line or in early childhood or both that have this dialogue that we are not worthy, we are not good enough as we are, we don't deserve to take up space or be seen. We're beginning to heal that and really recognize the gift that you are to the world, especially as well with Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius. This is about being your authentic self and showing that to the world, not just to people you feel safe with, amplifying that, taking it to a new level, being fully all of you. Now on Sunday the 13th, the sun in Pisces will conjunct Neptune in Pisces, a beautiful meetup, amplifying this Piscean energy of trust, of faith, of surrender, that softening, that allowing to what you want, that connection to the dream realm, to your higher self, to higher realms of consciousness. Wow, it is in full effect, full effect on this day. And I know if you're following me, the majority of people our healers, our energy workers themselves, this is your day to fully shine and own the gifts you have to offer. I'm very passionate about helping the healers and light workers of the world receive abundantly for their work and know how valuable it is. Like your work helps people heal not only this lifetime, but when you're doing work on their soul journey, those inner patterns for lifetimes to come. That's huge. Value that. And this is a day where you can really value that. This is really good for creatives, for artists as well. So many ideas coming in on Sunday. And I would go back to this concept of allow it to build. You don't want to be in a rush here with these energies. And now depending on your unique energetic blueprint and makeup, that could be a little harder because you could just want things to happen now, right? And these energies are like really big things are happening. Allow them to grow, allow them to build, allow yourself time to birth this creation into the world. Allow yourself time to enjoy the different stages of the manifestation process. It's not just the end result that you want to celebrate, right? That's huge and that's awesome when we all get to have that. But it's also the idea. That's a manifestation. The trust you hold as you allow it to come to fruition, that's part of the manifestation process. This energy is enjoy the journey, enjoy the process of becoming, enjoy the stages of manifestation. So really beautiful energies this week, especially if we can allow ourselves that permission to relax and to trust. That is part of the manifestational process. Just because you're in a relaxed state doesn't mean things aren't moving, aren't shifting, aren't happening. If anything, it can really accelerate that process because it helps us release resistance, which opens the channels of receiving. All right, those are the energies of this week. If you would like more support and guidance on co-creating with cosmic intelligence, really mastering manifestation by working with astrology, by working in the Akashic Records, check out my Divine Creators Inner Circle. You'll have access to all content right away. We have our Zoom call coming up on the 17th, and there's new content added each week as well to really support your journey in co-creating with cosmic intelligence to tap into the highest timeline possible for your life. Sending so much love to you all. I will see you very soon. Bye.